Basic training. Now, I wish I could do that, but I'm not into any of those fields. I'm just a coordinator. Sorry. So, we have some things in our church simply because we were very fortunate to get a grant. But before I'm starting with anything, I would like to start with prayer. So let's bow our heads for prayer. Gracious Heavenly Father, we thank you for your help and your blessings that we get every day. Lord, as we are talking about emergencies and preparedness and some first aid basic principles, Lord, we ask that you open our minds to these things that are happening all around us and that tell us that you're coming soon. So Lord, give us open ears and open hearts. We ask in your name. Amen. So, you may see some of these things. Where do you see these things in our church? Anybody noticed these 4 things in our church? Where did you notice them? In the kitchen. Let me get my prizes out. I have a few prizes out for everybody. So, you are very fast to say, I've noticed those. So, I would like to give you a prize. If I find it. For Alana, please. She was the first one to respond. So, yes, this was part of a grant. We get a grant from ADRA, and I did not know until last year that we had emergency preparedness as one of the categories. So I applied for that. And so our grant from ADRA and the BC conference is $5,000 for this year. So we're very happy. We did help Langford Church as well. Do you know what we helped them for emergency things? Did you hear about it? Maybe not? Well, we have a first aid burn kit, and the Langford Church got a first aid burn blanket for the kitchen. So that's ways that we have done. I'd like to welcome all of you here to be more aware of how this all works. That you know where to find these things. So these things you can find in the kitchen. If there's a little emergency here or there, that's what we need to find right there. And maybe you're not the one who has the emergency. Maybe there are other people who need to be helped. You're maybe the one to contact the people here as well. Now you can see something else here. Anybody recognizes this? Defibrillator. Defibrillator. This is something that we were very fortunate to have a donation from somebody who sponsored our community services and said, hey, if this is something that you need, and who was very instrumental? Alana. She said, this is something that you really need in your church. That one person's life that you can therefore save would be very valuable. More than the thousands of dollars that this particular thing is worth, is worth a life that you can save. So we said, okay, we get it. Yes. It's right completely opposite me in that box there. But Alana will talk a little bit about it in a minute. So that is an AED. What's the A standing for? Automated. Automated. And E?
External and on the outside.
On the outside. And D? Because of your heart. So, to learn a little bit about our heart, we now have a video prepared by Joy and Egem. We found it on the internet. And we'd like you to learn a little bit more what happens if you have a heart attack. So have a look.
Well, cardiovascular episodes is number 1 on the list worldwide. And most of it is from poor diet, being obese, as well as other conditions like diabetes or even some genetics. And what I'd like to educate you in this video is to give you a better understanding that if a heart attack ever happened to you and you were by yourself, what can you do so you can survive it? When there's a buildup of cholesterol, fat, and other substances that we call plaque that occurs within the coronary arteries of the heart, it restricts the blood flow, and oxygen cannot make its way to the heart cells, and the heart starts to die slowly. And the number one important thing that you need to understand is how to recognize these symptoms in case it ever happens to you, so you can save your own life. The most common symptoms of a heart attack is chest discomfort, heaviness, tightness, pressure. You may even have some aching, burning, or even numbness or fullness. You may have that squeezing feeling as if an elephant's sitting on your chest. Pain can also radiate into the arms, the back, the neck, the jaw. You may experience some difficulty breathing, or you feel like you're out of breath. You can feel this cold sweating coming out of nowhere. You can also feel a sense of fullness or even indigestion, lightheadedness, dizziness, or even a feeling like you're going to faint, and having nausea or vomiting out of the blue, as well as a lot of tiredness, just fatigue out of nowhere. You can also have this rapid fluttering in your chest, arrhythmias, where you're getting irregular heartbeats. And if you have any type of cardiovascular history, diabetes, obesity, high blood pressure, these can predispose you or anyone to have a heart attack. And the most important thing to do when you suspect a heart attack is to call emergency services. Always call 911 before you attempt to contact anyone else. And most importantly, when you talk to the dispatcher, he or she would advise you the best thing that you should do so you can survive this heart attack. They may say, call your neighbor, but don't hang up. You want to have that one-on-one communication always with that dispatcher. And the dispatcher may recommend that you chew and swallow a single 325 milligram or 2 tablets of a baby aspirin that's 81 milligrams, because chewing on aspirin is especially effective if done within 30 minutes of your first symptoms. And the purpose of chewing on aspirin is to allow that aspirin to get into the bloodstream to prevent the platelet aggregation, the clotting that's occurring in the artery that's blocking off blood supply. And it's not recommended that you drive yourself to a hospital, because if you pass out or go into a cardiac arrest, your odds of surviving are significantly less. And when these symptoms occur, it makes us more fearful. It puts a lot more stress. We become more anxious. We need to try to relax. Take those deep breaths. When you're on your back, put a pillow underneath the knees. Or if you're on your back, keep your knees 90 degrees and put your feet up on a chair or a couch. By doing so, by being in that position, that will allow your diaphragm to work easier so you can get more oxygen into your body. And if you're experiencing these symptoms and you think that maybe you are in the midst of having a heart attack, please don't drink or eat, because that can make it much more complicated for emergency care when they arrive. Remember, stay calm, take deep breaths, and wait for emergency care so they can take care of you so you can survive this condition. I wish you good health. Please share this with your friends and family, and most important, make it a great day. I'm Dr. Alan Mandel.
So let's give a hand to Joy and Keegan for... Thank you, Joy and Hegem. That was fantastic, good information that we do need for every day. And I'm supposed to go here. So now we have also an AED in our gym here. It's for us as a church, it's for pathfinders and adventurers, it's for the school people who are here, it's for renters if they need it. But I can't even remember what AED stands for, leave alone that I know how to operate it, even though it's supposed to be called simple. Well, we have some professionals here And Alana has been very instrumental in setting it up and helping us with it. And she's now going to give us some basic information of what to do, where to go, and what her kids probably will tell her too later. This is good information. Yes?
I think that the suggestion came here that to complement the video, and that was if you have a symptoms of heart attack, if you can, to have a prayer as well.
Yes, definitely. Prayer is always good. We do need prayers, as many of us can testify. Okay, Alana, thank you so much for taking care.
Okay, so you've probably seen this machine back there in that locked cupboard. This is something that you will pull out and put on someone only when they're down and they're out. This is not something we're going to stick on someone who's saying, oh, I got chest pain, I don't feel good. No, this is not something like that. This is used to save someone's life when they're down. Down, defibrillator, okay? Agnes had said something interesting, which was just perfect for me. She said, I wouldn't know where to begin. I'm going to show you how easy it is to use this by having someone who doesn't realize that they're going to do this come and demonstrate how it's done with very little instruction from me. And they're 10 years old. Isaiah, come on up. Now, since I can't actually hook the defibrillator up on someone to show you how it works, I'm going to play the sounds of the exact defibrillator and what it will say to you. So, Isaiah is 10 years old. Have you ever used the defibrillator before? No, he's never used a defibrillator before. It is so simple to use, that's why it has that A at the beginning of it, it's automated. It will tell you step by step. As long as you can listen, you can use the defibrillator. Listen and follow instructions and you will be okay. Kind of funny, it reminds me of, I just said the same thing to the adventurers. When you listen and you follow instructions of the Bible, you'll be okay. Same thing with the defibrillator. Listen and follow instructions. Can we follow instructions? Correct. Okay. So, again, when someone is down, you grab the defibrillator, you bring it out. Isaac, you're going to be my down person. You think you can crawl up on here and lay on your piece of yarn? Come on over. Let's go. Climb right up. Lay right down. Yeah, it's going to be on the table. Very simple, straightforward. A 10-year-old is going to do it. He's never heard or seen this defibrillator before. Keep that in mind. Okay? We're going to line some things up. There's two things I need to tell you. When we open this, there is a step that's going to tell you pull the lever thing off. We're not going to do that because we don't want to use it. We're going to pretend I have the same pads. We're going to use these pads instead of the real ones in here, okay? All right, so we're going to listen carefully. We're going to listen, okay? I'm going to have the microphone here. The person is down. They're unconscious. We grab the defibrillator. We get to the person. We don't know what to do, like Agnes said. Listen.
Adult mode.
It's telling you it's an
Remove all
adult.
clothing from patient's chest.
It just said, remove all clothing from patient's chest.
There we go.
Here we go.
Go ahead, do it.
Let's go, Isaiah. Do it. Do it, do it. Let's go, 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 go. This is an emergency, Isaiah. This guy is done.
He lost that guy. He lost that guy.
There we go. Come on, Isaiah. Those scissors are going to be next to that defibrillator. Isaac still has a shirt on for purposes of here, okay? All right. It just told you what to do. You opened it. It's in the adult mode. There is a pediatric
Remove
kit.
all clothing from patient's chest.
Okay, listen.
Pour le français, appuyez sur le
That's
bouton
okay.
de langue en haut à gauche.
Listen.
Pull red handle to reveal pads.
Do you see that red handle? It says, pull red handle to reveal pads. We're going to pretend because we're not really using the defibrillator, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to get us to the point where we got to be so you can actually hear this defibrillator. Okay, so Isaiah pulled the red pads.
Pull red handle to reveal pads. Look at pictures on pads.
What did it say?
Apply pads to bare skin
Exactly as shown. Let's show the people. Do you see there's a picture on there? A 10-year-old can understand. Isaiah has never placed AED pads on anyone. He's about to place AED pads. Based on the picture, it shows you where. Okay, so we just heard, place the pads. Go place the pads, Isaiah. Never done it before. He's about to do it for the first time.
pads. Apply pads to bare skin exactly as shown in the pictures.
There we go.
Press pads firmly. Do not touch patient.
Hey, press them on, just like it shows. There he did it. Obviously, in a real-life situation, you're moving quickly. A 10-year-old just figured out by himself how to place those pads. That's how simple it is, guys. Okay? Yeah, that's already hooked up. It's ready to go. Okay. It turned on. It told you, remove the clothes. It told you, pull the red lever. It shows you the pads underneath when you pull the lever. Then it told you, place the pads on the skin. It's telling you step by step. Okay? Listen, Isaiah, can you follow instructions?
Analyzing heart rhythm.
It told you don't touch the patient, right?
Reveal pads.
It said,
Everyone clear. Do not touch patient. Delivering shock. Shock delivered.
listen.
Provide chest compressions to the beat. The heel of one
Go,
hand
Isaiah.
should be in center of chest. The other hand should be on top of first hand. Push down hard, at least 2 inches. Provide 2 breaths.
Oh, I didn't bring you the breath.
1.
You'll give 2 breaths. It's
2.
usually a thing.
Resume chest compressions.
Resume chest compression.
Push down hard, at least 2 inches.
You're going to continue that as it tells you. It tells you every step. Nothing
Provide
else.
2 breaths.
You'll give the 2 breaths. We
2.
usually have a special mask back there that you give the 2
Push
breaths
down
in.
hard, at least 2 inches.
You're going to do this for 2 minutes. It's timing you. And it even has a metronome. You hear that?
1. 2.
It's making the
Resume
sound.
chest compressions. Push down hard, at least 2 inches.
2 minutes, and then it will tell you,
Provide 2 breaths.
at the 2-minute mark, it's going to tell you, do not touch patient. Step away from patient. Analyzing. It'll do its thing, and then it will tell you, resume CPR. And you start all over again until the ambulance comes. That's how simple it is to use, you guys. A 10-year-old who has never seen the AED, all he did was opened it and followed the instructions. It can be used for the school as well. If we look closely in here, there is a button that shows a little kid. There is a little kid button that if you're dealing with kids, you press that button and it will say pediatric or children's mode. Otherwise, it's always in the adult mode.
Yeah, I will use the child.
Yeah. Simple? Not hard. Isaiah figured it out. If anyone is down on the ground, unconscious, they're not responding, AED on, open that lid, and you're an emergency personnel.
I thought you were going to say what I said.
Call Isaiah.
What would the age or size of a pediatric mode be? Because sometimes there's large children.
That's correct. You will not hurt them. If you don't know and you do it in adult mode, I'll tell you now, you're not going to hurt them. So anyone less than 8 usually, small chest, anyone less than puberty, there's differing views on that. 8, less than puberty, pediatric. If you use it in adult mode, you're not going to do anything wrong. It's better to get the electricity, no matter what level it's at, than no electricity at all. And this thing, it knows when it needs to give electricity. You don't have to decide any of that. You put it on, you listen to when it says to press on the chest, you listen to when it says to give a breath, and you wait for the ambulance to come. If that person needs a shock, it's going to do it, and it's going to tell you, don't touch them, I'm doing my thing, now go back and do CPR. It's going to tell you everything.
About the machine, and then let's say we finish, right? Like the 2 minutes is over, everything is being taken.
Ambulance comes.
Yeah. When we close that box again,
It's ready to go again.
The next time,
It's ready to go again. Starts all over. The battery lasts for 4 years in there. It can deliver multiple shocks. As long as we see that light flashing I think it's like every minute or something, there's a green light that flashes. That I see it all the time, so we know it's functioning. Ready to go again.
If in the midst of what they're doing while they're waiting for the ambulance, and they're on their third round, and the patient or person wakes up or starts breathing or coughing, will the AED automatically turn off and it says stop or whatever? Or what?
So you'll never be able to do CPR on someone who's awake. I'll tell you that now. They'll be like, no! Never you'll be able to do CPR. This machine will never shock you unless you're in the rhythm that it knows. So if this machine is going to shock you, you're not awake. If you're awake, this machine's not going to shock you because it knows. It knows the rhythms. So you won't, if it's telling you because it doesn't realize that the person sat up isn't awake, it'll tell you do CPR, analyzing rhythm, continue CPR, but you're not going to be able to do CPR on someone who's awake. Obviously, okay? And it'll never shock at the wrong time.
When we were ready to order, you said,
Oh, yes.
order this particular one because
Yes.
it's used.
That particular machine, we ordered it on purpose because the type of end it has functions with all the ambulance and emergency departments on the island, all of their machines.
One more question.
So it can automatically be just hooked into the EMS ambulance people's thing.
And they get all the information.
Yes, and I get, if any of you think you're going to just try this out for the fun of it, it's going to email me and tell me, at 7 p.m., someone opened the machine and it ran this, and this is what it did. So I will know.
One more question. We don't see the entire church here in the afternoon just because the room is different than the morning. We do have videos that we place during the worship service regarding how. Is it possible to have this demonstration with one of those spots on Sabbath morning with everybody?
I have heard so many people saying that they don't watch those videos in the beginning in the morning. I've heard so many people saying that.
Because I do. Those health videos
Yeah.
are
That's very little.
Well,
You have to really pay attention
I'm
to
not saying that
this.
this will have the same effect of the video. What I'm saying is, it's how you got all our attention. I just want as many people to know. Because this can happen in a crowd, in a crowd where nobody was here.
You know, all I've got to say, really, the biggest teaching that you can do with this machine is to say anyone can do it with no training. You literally open the door on here and it tells you what to do. Like, that's the biggest thing I can say about this. You don't have to know anything. Isaiah has never learned about first aid, CPR, anything. But the instructions are so simple that you just open that door and do it. You could be here by yourself, one person, Domingo, by himself, with some elderly person here, and he can work this appropriately until the ambulance gets here. Do you know, just in those first 2 minutes of using this, it takes the ambulance way longer than 2 minutes to get here. Those first 2 minutes, you increase that person's chance of survival by more than 80%, just by using this thing. So if someone drops here in the gym, in gym nights, in church, we have lots of elderly people, rentals, this thing literally can save them, increase their chance of survival by 80%, just those first few minutes.
Now, you said it was behind a locked door.
Yes, so
Who's got the key?
there's no key. That's the next thing. There is this tiny plastic little lock thing that clips on that door that you put your finger on, you pull it, and it's broken. It's open.
Okay.
Ready to go, because everyone has to be able to get in there. at all times. And as I said, there's the machine, there are scissors that Isaiah used, and I'm just about to put it, I have it in my purse there, a mask for giving those 2 breaths, because we don't want to be putting our mouths on anyone's mouth. We have a mask. However, the new CPR guidelines are for general public, compressions only, no breathing. Just do the compressions. That movement of the chest is enough to bring air in. So if you're not breathing for them because you're like, ew, that's okay. You're still helping them and you still could save them. Any other questions about the AED? Guys, don't be scared of it. If someone's down, you grab that thing and you open that door and you slap that on and you're going to save them. I promise you. Okay? Any questions about the AED?
What happens if somebody touch them and the powers come? He said don't touch.
It says don't touch, and the reason it actually tells you don't touch is because when you're doing this, the machine can confuse it for a beat. So when you do this, you get what's called artifact, and it can confuse the machine a little bit when you do this. I'll tell you now, I have shocked hundreds of people. Sometimes when the connection's not good, this is how we shock them. It doesn't hurt you. So if it's going to say, don't touch patient, and don't touch them, delivering shock, you might feel it a little bit, but it's not going to hurt you. Okay?
When somebody goes down, say playing basketball, do you only use the AED when they're not breathing or there's not a heartbeat?
No, you put that on if they're not responding. If they're not talking to you, if they're not awake, you put it on. If they're awake, you're not doing CPR, you're not trying to shock them when they're awake. You know? That runs on a battery for 4 to 5 years. And it has enough charge to deliver multiple shocks. So that's just the way it is. You don't have to plug anything. Open the door, open the shirt. Guys, don't be scared to open the shirt. That's another thing. I know we're all in church, but I promise you, if you're laying on that floor dead, you're not going to care whether we cut your shirt or not. Don't be trying none of this business, sneaking it underneath here. You open that shirt and you stick those things on, because you don't want those pads when you're trying to stick them under clothes, or we're trying to be careful. They get stuck on those clothes, that's the end of your pads, you're not saving anyone. You cut that shirt, you open that shirt, you lift that shirt over their head, doesn't matter. You put those pads on, you'll save someone. Okay? Isaiah, was that hard? No? You felt pretty good using it, huh? Easy? Isaac is better.
You deserve a big hand, and we may have to do this again, because this is a good crowd, but we have many more people who need to hear about it. But it starts with somebody, that's what we said. Let's start basic, with some information. It has to spread, and this is just our church community, it's also our school community. We have people in adventurers and pathfinders, we have renters. It's good to know and not to be so scared, because I was thinking, I'm not touching that thing. Maybe now I'll touch it. So that's a good thing. So thank you so much, boys. This was a fantastic way to demonstrate. Give them another hand, please. We are now very fortunate to have some basic first aid by Judy and Ashley, who will combine. Ashley, of course, is with the smaller kids in her school. And Judy is also one of the professionals that we have in our church. We have actually a lot of medical people in our church. So we are very fortunate to have other people here. And while they're setting up, I'm going to ask my 2 helpers to give out something to everybody. Thank you.
Before Auntie Judy starts speaking, I have a couple handouts, and if you're interested in one, put your hand up and we'll give it to you.
Has anyone here? Has anyone in here ever had a nosebleed? Lots of people. Of course, it's not fun. I'll need a volunteer though. Maybe like to volunteer? Brandon, come. So, our noses have a lot of blood vessels, right? So anything like a punch, you can take a seat, Brandon. Anything like a punch on the nose, or just as simple as scratching inside your nose, a certain way or aggressively can make it bleed because of the many blood vessels. And we have to know how to control this, but sometimes there's also some injuries. Sometimes you might have, your blood pressure might be very high, that could cause you to bleed. And sometimes you might have an injury. So how you deal with this nose bleeding is basically the first principle is to stop the nose from bleeding. So, Brandon here, imagine Brandon here is bleeding heavily. The first thing we would like to do is Brandon to lean a bit forward. Just lean a bit forward. If you're alone, you have your hand. You can have your hand here on your lap and pinch your nose. Just, okay. So you sit down, sit up straight, lean forward, pinch your nose, the soft part of your nose just above your nostrils, and pinch it firmly for 10 minutes.
For 10 minutes.
For 10 minutes, pinch it firmly.
You need the microphone.
Lean forward. So if you have someone, a timer, okay, let's go a little bit. If you have a timer, you can get someone to time it for you, because sometimes even 1 minute can feel like 20 minutes when you're pinching your nose. But you want to also breathe through your mouth whilst you're pinching your nose.
Yes.
So, Brandon, do you want to try that? You sit straight upright, and then you're bleeding, you lean forward a little bit, pinch your nose, the soft part right above your nostrils there. You count, you wait for 10 minutes. You have to try and stay calm. And that helps, that's okay, Brandon. That helps prevent the blood from coming. It helps create clots. And if the bleeding doesn't stop after 10 to 15 minutes, you try that again. Or you could even use ice, because ice will constrict the blood vessels and also stop the bleeding. And that's your goal. If that doesn't stop, you would have to go to the hospital, because maybe there would be something more to it. But all you want to do is to lean forward, because when that blood comes in your mouth, it will go to your stomach, upset your stomach. The stomach won't be too happy. Yeah, and you might choke a little bit. Thank you, Brandon.
Thank you, Brandon.
Okay, so I will cover the next topic, which is handling sprains and strains. I printed out these copies just so I'm not doing too much talking, and you can take it with you home and you can read on it, because our community has a lot of children. We also have lots of adults. I work with children from the ages 2.5 to 5-year-olds. It's a very busy group. Every second, they're up to something and they get hurt. So 2 years ago, I had a little boy, Charlie, who's 3 years old. He was playing with blocks. He arranged it, and I had my back turned for 2 seconds. He fell off the blocks. They're on the ground, by the way. The blocks are on the ground. And he broke his arm just by falling from little blocks on the ground to the carpet. He broke his arm.
It was 2 seconds, but 2 Canadian seconds? Because
Good
Canadian seconds are a
questions.
little bit different.
So we immediately had to, I put a wooden ruler under his arm to stabilize it, called his parents, and immediately called 911 so he can be rushed to the hospital. So if you go on this pamphlet that I gave you, please turn the page and go over to sprains and injury. And there it gives you everything you need to do when you're having a sprain or an injury. If you're at home alone by yourself, even though this is for kids, it will come in handy for adults as well. So please make sure you follow them.
All right. The other thing we'll talk about is about wounds. I'm sure each one of us has had a sort of wound, some scrapes, sometimes from a fall, sometimes from the wall, just all these little things. But wounds and scrapes are also things that we have to take seriously, because if we don't take good care of the wounds, it can get infected. And the infection can make you really sick. So you don't want that. So every time you have a wound, depending on where you had it and the surface where you got maybe if it's a skin tear or if some bruises, you want to make sure you wash it. Wash it with some lukewarm water. Sometimes if there's some debris, you just use tap water, run the tap water. If you have an injury that is deep, maybe you see a big particle, big glass that has gone under your skin, like deep. You don't want to play with that one. You don't want to pull that. You need to be at the hospital. That's where they can take it out. But if it's light, simple wounds, abrasions, you use warm water, pat it dry with a clean cloth, put petroleum jelly, or a lot of people like to, a lot of people are familiar with polysporin. It's a nice thing to have in your house. Or as simple as petroleum jelly.
Okay.
You want to keep your wound nice, warm, clean, and moist. When your wound is clean and moist, that promotes healing. And without scars. If you let it dry out, that's not good sometimes, and when you leave it out. If you have a bandage or a dressing, it's also nice to put it on and change that bandage as needed. You can change it every 1 to 3 days, depending on what's happening. If it's wet, you want to take it out, because a moist and warm environment also breeds bacteria. So you want to be careful about that. If it's wet, take it out. Clean your wound, put another layer of petroleum jelly or polysporin, cover it, keep it safe. But if that wound doesn't get any better, if it's getting bigger, if it's getting red and warm, and there's some discharge, you know that there's infection. And we don't want that, right? So you want to take care of it at the initial stage so it prevents all those things from happening. And also, another thing to remember, this is why we always, even as our church, we always promote good eating, healthy eating. Because sometimes wounds can be stubborn, or certain small wounds that start small can be really stubborn, depending on what other health conditions you have. Like if you have diabetes, depending on where it's at, the wound may heal slowly. And, it might bring up other problems. So you want to make sure you also have a good diet, eat things that are high in protein, because that's how it helps your body heal. It helps your body heal faster as well. And I'll let Miss Ashley say the next thing.
So if you flip over to the page, you have CPR basics. Basically what Alana did, everything's on a page for you. How many of you know how many beats per minute? Except for the medical people. How many beats per minute? It's here. How many beats per minute? 100 to 120. How many of you know that Bee Gees song, Staying Alive? Staying alive, staying alive. So when you don't know what you're doing, sing that song in your head and go,
They actually do that
staying
in the
alive,
hospital.
staying alive.
You do
And that way you're keeping track of what you're doing and how many
If
beats.
it's Michael playing the guitar, will be
I know, right? Amazing. So that's how you can. That's how you can keep track of how many beats you're giving per minute, and then that helps you stay on course. The next thing I'm going to talk about is addressing allergic reactions. So working in childcare, we have a lot of children that have allergies. So in my classroom alone, I have 4 kids who have EpiPens, and they have shellfish allergy, peanut allergy, and yeah, I have 2 peanut allergies, 1 tree nut allergy, and 1 shellfish allergy. So I have 4 EpiPens. In our school, we have a boy who's allergic to bee stings. So we are outside all the time. So we carry, at least in daycare, we carry our EpiPen with us and we go everywhere. We're outside, EpiPen is on us. We're going on a walk, EpiPen is on us. We have 1 EpiPen in the classroom, 1 EpiPen in the emergency backpack. And there, I have listed down instructions on how to use an EpiPen. If you don't know how to use it, it's really simple, very easy to follow, and you are with someone who has an allergic reaction, you know what to do. Just take the cap off, down onto the thigh, and keep it there, and then massage the place for 10 seconds. That will really, really help them.
All right. Who else has ever had heat exhaustion? Okay, one. Do you think anyone can have heat exhaustion?
So, especially when people go on vacation,
Yeah.
they spoke to the sun
Yes.
more often than you.
Yes, that's true. So anyone can have heat exhaustion. It depends on what you're doing and when. You don't, like for example, you don't want to go start doing strenuous activities when it is very hot outside, because your body can only handle so much heat. When it goes beyond a certain point, your body can't handle it. Suddenly you may feel dizzy, you may have headaches, other people have confusion, you're sweating, because sweating is also the way that the body cools down. Sometimes you might feel so hot, meanwhile you have goosebumps. And in worst cases, that could lead to a heat stroke, which is even more dangerous, deadly. It's an emergency. So it's important to watch when you do activities and where you do activities, because your body can only regulate a certain amount of heat, depending on what else is around. So there's several symptoms for heat stroke, for heat exhaustion. So you may have heavy sweating, as I said, your skin may be cool and clammy, and sometimes you look pale, you feel dizzy, you may have muscle cramps, nausea or vomiting. And when you start to see some of these symptoms, feel some of these symptoms, and you realize you've been in the heat or in the sun or exposed to high temperatures for so long, you have to make sure you leave that area, go to a cool area immediately, because your body needs to cool down. If you are going to drink water, you have to drink water. If there's any sports drinks, because some sports drinks will have some electrolytes. When you are sweating, you are losing a lot of things, not just water. So you want to make sure you are hydrated and you are getting what your body also needs.
Is it just water alone enough, or we need to have some other water treatment like, I don't know,
Like
Pedialytes or?
Yes, exactly. So, yes. So if you have any water that has electrolytes, even some sports drinks, sometimes you're encouraged, like, okay, because sometimes you won't have the electrolytes immediately. It's like, okay, grab me some sports drinks, Drink some of that, because you need your body to be hydrated at that point. You've lost a lot of water, and you want to cool down. If you're wearing clothes, or if you notice someone is wearing clothes, and you see the symptoms of heat exhaustion, you've seen them up in the sun for so long, suddenly they look confused, they are sweating, make sure to grab them. Wherever there's a shade, get them there, fan them, remove whatever they're wearing. At that point, it's like, I don't care, I'll just strip what you're wearing so you can get enough air, fan you down, and encourage fluids, water, or sports drinks.
Just remove the shirt, or we go just the Aranganif situation? What is it?
You can just remove the shade.
Okay.
Just remove the shade and fan them.
Okay.
Yes.
If you have, say, a bucket of cool or cold water, would that be a good idea to pour it on them or no?
Well, you can also pour some water, but then you don't want to pour like you pour like so much cold water. It's shocking the body. But you want to, cold water is a good idea because that helps cool down the body as well. So yes, you drink some and put some water there, that also helps cool down the body. So
Another electrolytes that we all have in our house, salt and sugar. If you have water, mix a little bit of salt and sugar in the water and drink it. That's what we do in the daycare because electrolytes have different flavors. We don't know what the kids are allergic to. So salt and sugar and water, you're good to go.
definitely. So if the signs of the heat exhaustion don't improve, if confusion continues and someone is just not feeling well, you want to have that person go to the doctor immediately because it could be getting something that's out of control. So yeah, salt and water. Remember the salt, sugar, and water in your house. Mix it. That's something that's complete electrolytes for you.
How much do you mix? How much?
I would say half a teaspoon of sugar to a cup of water and a pinch of salt, and you're good to go.
Because it could be.
And that would be what, like a full glass of water?
Yeah, a full glass of water. And that's all the salt? Yeah, a pinch of salt, because it goes a long way. You don't need a lot of salt. Just to neutralize. That's all.
Okay. All right. And has anyone ever had a bird? Are they fun? Did you pop the blisters? So yeah, the burns can come different stages. The stage 1, is just the top layer. Stage 2, it includes the other layer. Stage 3, which is really deep. So you have to identify what sort of burn you have. You want to run it in some cool water. Just cool water, run it because you want it to cool down. You want it to cool down, but then you don't want to disturb it. You don't want to rub it.
Okay.
Because rubbing it can cause further injury. And so if it's a chemical burn, you want to do the same thing. You want to make sure that person and yourself are away from that chemical that has burned someone. Run cool water on the burn. And make sure that if they have any clothes, like if it's any clothes on, wherever they've been bent, or anything, you want to remove whatever other jewelry they have or other things so they don't stick. But if it's a situation where the clothes are already sticking to someone or something they're wearing is sticking, you don't want to touch that. You're just going to leave it, and you're going to have them sent to the hospital, and you also want to cover the burns. Right after you've pulled it, you want to cover it, because then you lose a lot of water. And you lose a lot of water, when you have the burns. And you want it to be moist, you don't want it to be so hard, because that also becomes a problem. And if there's any blisters that are showing up, no matter how tempting it is, do not pop. Just have it cool. Just make sure that you run cool water on there, you clean the area, and sometimes they even put plastic wraps. But you have to know what level the burn is, because sometimes you don't have to touch it at all. You have to get someone to the hospital. Any questions?
An aloe vera plant can help too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good home remedy. Thank you for pointing that out.
For the sake of the recording, what did you say?
An aloe vera,
Okay.
the gel from the
gel.
inside of it.
It's also good. Yeah.
Would it be an indicator of what degree the burn is? If it isn't as painful as a regular burn would be, if it's really not very painful, would that indicate a deeper burn, maybe 3rd degree?
Usually, when it's like the 1st degree, for example, will usually look red. The skin is not open because it's just a superficial.
Yeah.
And the second degree, you're going to see some opening. The third degree is even more, it's deeper. So sometimes you'll be able to see it visually, or even with what's happening, you'll be able to visualize to see it deeper, like this is deeper where the skin layer has even come out. But usually when it's just like, if it is red, and you can run cold water there, put cold, but don't put ice.
Yeah.
And take something for pain, if it's just like a first degree burn, you can use aloe vera. Aloe vera is also very nice. It helps the healing, but don't use ice. And then just don't play with it. And what else? And just medication.
Take the skin, because the skin protect to
Yes.
avoid you lose liquid.
Yes, just to keep hydration, and just keep hydrated as well. Hydration is important. Just make sure it's also clean at all times to reduce. What's that?
Cold water is the best medicine.
Yes, but no ice.
No ice cream too.
No ice cream. Yeah, and you can take something for pain like Tylenol and just ibuprofen, because those also help with pain and inflammation. So, yeah. Any questions or about anything? No, there's anything we covered?
You did good. You did very good.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Taking a big hand in the ladies and the right place. So thank you so much. Good basic information, but it happens all the time. And it's good to know. This is also good information to give to other people. Now the next part is the fun part too, by giving out some other things. And these other things are emergency things. Now we have 4 things there. Who can mention 4 things? What do we have in our church? 4 or 5 things? And who can say? Michael.
Defibrillator.
Yeah, that's one.
Emergency backpack full of first aid supplies.
Yes, emergency supplies.
Burn kit.
Burn kit.
Nursing.
Okay, you know 5? No, all 5. Okay, go for it.
Defibrillator, burn kit, backpack full of the supply. And that's the whole thing. It's a good thing if you overdose on drugs. I forgot the
Perfect.
name.
Yes, the overdose one.
Yeah,
And the small red one.
and
We just had the topic at the very last.
Emergency
Nurses and patients.
emergency response.
For burns. Here you go. All right.
Lazarus alive again.
Now, what else do you need in an emergency kit? If you're going to make your own and you want to get something, of course you can buy it. However, you can also make your own and personalize it with toys for little kids, with photos, with whatever. But you need the basics. What are some of the basics you put in your shed that you can access, not with a key, but with a number lock? What do you have near the door? In the school you have it, but at your home you have to have an emergency kit just the same. What do you have in there? Anybody? What are your most basic things that you have to have for an earthquake, for flood, for whatever? An emergency, yes.
A pack of water.
Water. Can I have the boys give 24 people water? Those 2 boys, can you give 24 to whoever you pick? But of course, Ashley. Okay, rip it open and give 24 things out. What else do we need to have in our emergency kit? Yes.
Flashlight.
Oh, a flashlight. Yeah, I don't have an extra one, but this one is actually very good because it doesn't work. Oh no, I don't have any more batteries. However, I can crank it. And if I crank it, I keep myself nice and warm. Oh my, so great. Let's see. It's starting to work within no time. Good way to keep yourself busy and not to have the batteries that you won't have. Okay, let's give him something too. We don't want to give this one. Okay, here you go. Okay, what else do we need when we have an emergency kit? Yes. Batteries? Yeah, but they can run out, but I don't have batteries to give to you. But I'll give this one to you, because it's definitely good. You have to store some batteries, different types, different ones. Excellent. Anything else that you need in an emergency kit at home?
Radio.
Blankets. Oh, right. Boys, can I ask you to give blankets definitely to her? Oops, I wasn't going to show this. But I have six to give out, definitely to Genesis and a few more people. What else do we need in an emergency kit?
A radio.
A radio. I don't have radios to give out, but an excellent thing. Scissors. Scissors. Excellent. That's excellent too. Let me see. Okay, instead of a radio, I can give you a pair of some whistles. Much better than to yell and yell and yell and yell. If you have some whistle, it's a perfect way to do it. So.
Fire extinguisher would be good.
Oh yeah, well, would be lovely. Most people don't have it, but I have some matches for you that are waterproof. Boys, please give them out. What else do you need in your emergency kit? Bandages. I just don't have any more bandages here. I gave them out.
A knife.
Pardon?
A knife.
A knife? Yes, you need your utensils for food and whatever you want to have for regular thing. Canned food. Oh my, oh my. Now this is not canned food, it's almost like, I don't want to say dog food, it's really bad. They say it is kind of okay, like a biscuit. This one expires in 26. So, give it a try. Anybody else wants to give the food a try? Nobody? She doesn't mind. They say it's a little bit like biscuits. Thank you. Well, it's not your best, but if you're hungry, you're hungry. You're happy. Because you have to prepare yourself for 2 weeks. That's a lot. 2 weeks. You don't want to go 2 days without, leave alone 4 weeks. Okay? What else do you need when you make your own emergency kit? Pardon? Oh, canned brown beans, yeah, anything that is canned and then don't forget your opener. Yes, definitely. What else do you need?
Maybe candles?
Candles, anything like that to do. Yeah, batteries or battery operated ones are good too. Batteries are good, but candles actually sometimes keep you a little bit warm.
Yeah, you can warm.
And so that's another good thing. Anything else you can think of? Bandages, we had a lot of those. Now you might say, what's this? What's this? Why do some people have this?
For your window.
In your window. Simply to say, I'm inside and I'm okay. Or I know I'm inside, but I really don't feel well and I need to get somebody to help me. So in your window, whether you're in your car or whether you're not in your car, at home, good things to give out. Where are my helpers? Give them to some people. What else do you need?
If my dog has one of these, he pays.
Anything else you can think of? What do you put in your emergency kit at home when you know you have a long time waiting and you're not very comfortable at all? Contacts, very good. There are some other things as well there, like radio contacts and other things, very good. You need your phone numbers and hopefully your cell phone still works. Anything else?
Nothing to read.
Oh, get your book. I would love to have that, but who knows your circumstances. Anything else? We did not want to talk about the toilet, did we? Not a good thing. Well, I have 2 toilet things like this. And I have this. Now, some of you will say, nah. However, this one is good for rain and for cold, but it's also good for garbage, which we use all the time. But it's also good if you're 2 weeks at home by yourself and you know nobody's there to help you. That toilet's not going to work. So, you put this one in your toilet, drape the seat over it, put the lid on, of course. After you've used a few times, you prefer to have the lid on. But at least it's in a certain place and you can dispose of it. So, plastic bags are extremely good. You want them and you need them. Anybody thought of toilet paper? Keep calm and be prepared. Most wanted item, this was 2020. Don't forget the conveniences of life. We don't want to talk about it, but it's definitely necessary. Helpers, please. 5 things to give. Okay, 6 things to give. Who's ready? Okay, you go camping, and your little first aid kit has only some bandages, those 3 can go. They go camping a lot. Okay, these go to who else? I still have 1 thing left. Who has a birthday the closest to Saturday, the 6th of September? Whose birthday is the closest to the 5th, the 4th, to the 7th, to the 8th of September? No. You? When's your birthday?
September 13th.
13. Anybody is more than within a week? Nobody within a week? 1, 2, 3. Here you go. First aid kit. Well, this was a good session. I think we have to do it again. I'm hoping that you will spread the news of what to do and how easy it is to make your own. We have a lot more information here, how to make your first aid kit. Pam has given us several photocopies there as well. What are good kits to start at home? Get a bag, get a backpack, get a bag close by wherever you need it when you're leaving. So these are good things to have at home and at school and in your car and when you're going for tenting, camping, any of those things. We want to thank all the people who participated and you who came out. Thank you very much. We want to close with prayer and we hope that some of you will help with all the chairs and the tables. I sure hope so. Thank you so much. Let's close with prayer. Gracious Father in heaven, we know that you're the one in charge and we thank you that you say, I will never leave you nor forsake you. And Lord, some of those promises will be more clear when we are a little bit in trouble. Lord, we ask that you bless us now. This is your Sabbath day. And thank you, Lord, for taking care of us. Amen.
Okay, let's give an applause to our community service and health awareness in the church. Very well informative. Thank you so much, Brother Agnes and your team. Thank you so very much. That was well done. I just want to give you just a little piece of information before we go. We do also, as a church, have a team that has a schedule for first aid assistance, because you know, every Sabbath we have 1 or 2 people who are assigned to be in a schedule for that. We know that Alana is part of that group, Lazarus, Carol, Clara, Jenny, Judy, Khadijah, and Ruby, and probably will be a couple of them more, but we do have a schedule every Sabbath. So thank you again, everybody. If you can help us to put some of the chairs back and tables, it would be greatly appreciated. Thank you so much.